5 of the Jiggee Jon Show, streaming live from right here in Kuala Lumpur along the Federal Highway in Menara MBMR. So, last week we had Kevin J on the show and we put a competition out there for anyone to submit a 15-second video to win themselves 2 cruise tickets to a sunset cruise in Langkawi courtesy of Tropical Charters and a Jiggee Jon t-shirt, Jiggee Jon Show t-shirt I should say. And guess what? We have a winner! So, contributed by, let me get his name right, Nippon? Nippon sent us a video which is pretty dang funny for 15 seconds. We're going to share the video with you right now. So let's take a watch together. A 15-second video that has won him 2 sunset cruise tickets and a t-shirt, the Jiggee Jon Show. Oh yeah.
Mr. Jiggee Jon, we gotta tell you, in our life, we've been through some big shit.
I swear to God, you've been there through my highs and my low.
You, our only hero.
I swear to God, when I see your father, I'm going to tell him, bless my son.
And by the way, can we be part of that show?
Well done, Nippon. You have just won and you're last week's contest winner. Good job. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this brings us to episode 5 today. Who is our guest? A man who doesn't need much introduction because we know him to be a man who's always talking about his mother's backside. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Jason Leong!
That is the worst introduction I've ever gotten in my entire career as a stand-up comedian. You should be ashamed of yourself. He's a professional MC and he can't even introduce me properly. My name is Jason Leong. I am a Malaysian stand-up comedian and a former doctor.
That is true.
It is so weird because Jiggee is actually one of my biggest clients. So
Wait, I didn't ask you to say that.
And that's why I'm here.
Okay. Enough, lah, brother. I tell you, good job. Thanks, buddy.
Cheers,
Thanks for being on the show.
Thank you.
Now, you just got back from
Australia. Yes.
How long were you away?
Well, I was there for like 7 weeks. Touring.
Performing all the way?
Yeah, performing. I did 30 shows.
Damn,
Yeah,
son!
30 shows.
I hope you got paid for all of them.
Well, actually, it's my own production. So I sell tickets and then they come. So it's my new 1-hour show.
Okay.
For 2019. So I performed in Melbourne, Sydney, Perth, Adelaide, and Brisbane.
Harmful
if swallowed.
So
yes.
what's with the name?
Well, it's just a funny name, you know. It gets people excited, and it has a medical reference because I used to be a medical doctor, so I do tell some doctor-based stories.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's been great. It's great to be home.
So how did you get this gig in Australia? Like, I mean, did you put it together yourself or?
Okay, so the show, obviously I wrote it myself, but
yeah, what I meant is like, I mean,
how I got there?
Yeah, how'd you get 30 shows lined up in Australia?
So in the month of March and April, there's the Melbourne Comedy Festival.
Okay.
And then there's the Sydney Comedy Festival.
Okay.
And there's the Perth Comedy Festival.
Yes.
So I applied and I got in.
Okay.
And basically, you just pay money and then they let you do your show there.
So you reached out and said, hey, I'm funny, I'm coming over.
Yeah, so I performed there before in 2015. So I just continued with performing in Melbourne.
They basically know of you, and so it was an easy pitch. Then.
So 22 shows in Melbourne. Yeah, and then 2 shows in Sydney, Perth, Brisbane, and Adelaide.
How was it, man? Good.
It's great. It's great. As a stand-up comedian, it's nice to be on the road and perform. And what we do is that when we're on the road, we do the same show day in and day out.
That's correct.
So what happens is the show becomes tighter.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like practice.
It gets better.
It gets better and better, and the show evolves on its own. You find little tweaks here and there. If I say this word, it's funny here. If I put this down, it'll be funnier there. So it's a learning process. It's really great. So thanks to everyone who came for my show in Australia. Thank you so much.
Well, Jason Leong, ladies and gentlemen, on the show today, back in KL, 3 days now?
Yeah, 3 days. Yes.
3 days. I know he had some mee lah. The guy posted. What mee was it?
Prawn mee.
Prawn meat.
Do you eat prawn mee?
I'm allergic to seafood.
Ayo.
So no,
my God.
No problem for me. If not, I'll be like a Will Smith on the movie.
Oh, it's very nice.
I got big eye, Anyways, let's not talk
prawn
about
is
that.
the best.
Thanks for rubbing it in. I'm happy with something else that starts with P, but we'll not talk about that.
Oh God.
So how long have you been doing comedy professionally, Jason?
8 years.
Have you not been practicing medicine for 8 years as well?
Actually, no, 6 years.
Okay, so 6 years professionally as a comedian.
Yeah.
When did you walk away from medicine?
2013. And 31st December 2013 was my last ever day at work.
So how was it when you walked away from comedy? Like, I mean, like
from
medicine.
Don't laugh.
From medicine, bro. Like, I mean, what prompted you to say enough of doing medicine, and I'm going to do humor as the best form of medicine?
So I was doing both my day job
Yeah.
and night job performing.
Okay.
So it got really like I couldn't handle both at the same
Sure.
time. It's a bit too tiring because like I work 9 to 5 Monday to Friday,
Yeah.
and then I perform Saturday and sometimes Sunday. So
Okay.
there's no day of rest.
Sure.
Then I continue on. So I knew I had to give up one. So
Okay.
I thought try a leap of faith.
Yep.
And stop being a doctor for a while and then do stand-up comedy.
So let's go back to medicine. When did you start practicing? Like after you were completely done?
2009.
Where did you do medicine? Was it in India?
No, I studied in Penang Medical College.
Okay.
So you're twinning with UCD in Dublin,
Okay.
Ireland, and then in Penang.
I remember that story.
Yes.
And when you came back, which hospital were you posted at first?
Penang General Hospital. That's where I did my intern. Or we call it housemanship, but
Okay.
generally it's the internship lah. Internship.
So when
yes.
you wrapped up in 2013, I think it was HUKM? Am I
yes,
wrong?
there was a clinic called Klinik Kesihatan Taman Medan, like
Okay.
a government clinic.
Now, did you discuss this with your other half, your family?
Well, my wife was really supportive.
Okay.
Because she knew that I was really happy doing stand-up comedy.
Sure.
She knew I wasn't happy being a doctor because of all the red tape and bureaucracy
Of course,
involved.
of course.
My parents didn't know. So I didn't tell them at first. I just said I'm going to take a 3 months unpaid leave. And then I slowly didn't go back.
Ballsy, very ballsy.
Yeah.
Okay. So when did they realize that you were literally gone from the medical line?
I think a year in.
Come on.
Yeah, a year in when my mom was like, so she asked me like, so you're never going back to working as a doctor? I said, no, I'm never going back.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's given now 6 years of not being a doctor.
Yes.
Do you miss any part of it?
Well, okay, sometimes you do miss the satisfaction of helping someone and the gratitude, like,
Sure.
like, thank you so much, doctor,
Sure.
for helping me. But the rest of it, I do not miss it at all.
Not at all?
Not at all.
So
Yeah.
what's the best part of this last 6 years of you having walked away from, being a doctor is it's right up there,
Yep.
top 4 careers, whatever.
Yes.
Growing up, you're either doctor, lawyer, engineer, accountant,
Yeah.
So you became a doctor and you walked away from that.
Uh-huh.
What would be the highlight of actually doing that? Because one of the reasons you're on the show and one of the reasons I'm doing this is because I think people like you and some of the others who have come on the show all have great stories.
Yes.
And Kevin was an engineer, I didn't even know that. And you're a doctor and both of you have walked away from your professions,
Yeah.
which is mind-blowing. So what has been the highlight of you walking away 6 years now?
I think it's not just one particular highlight, but it's just the change in lifestyle.
Yep.
The biggest change is I am now my own boss.
Sure.
I decide my own hours.
Sure.
So there's that freedom.
Yep.
And you are your own boss as well. I'm sure. So once you own your own journey,
Yep.
it's very hard for you to go back and work for someone else.
Of course.
You get what I mean?
You're
office
preaching
hours.
to the choir.
Yes, preaching to the converted. Right?
Yes.
Yeah. So that freedom has been really amazing. For example, like I will never. What job will allow me 7 weeks leave?
That is true.
To go and travel Australia
That
and
is true.
experience the beauty that is Australia.
Yes.
So that is the biggest change, and I think I've been feeling really free for the past 6 years.
Any regrets though?
Not at all, man.
Not one.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm on a podcast.
Yes.
At 8 p.m.
Yes.
In the middle of KL. I don't think if I was a doctor, I would get invited to shows.
Fair enough.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
I mean, I have had the pleasure of being able to book you for quite a few gigs.
Thank
the
you.
most recent one was, I think, for Allianz last year.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's interesting. I've actually seen your journey,
Yeah.
Because I don't know if you remember some years ago at One World, in the early stages of your career.
Yes.
I booked you for a show.
Yeah.
And when I look back at that video, we had this conversation some years ago.
Yeah.
And you were like, John, I've moved on so much. And I said, I agree with you. Let's take that away. Let's remove that.
Do you remember, actually, this is an interesting story, right? I think the first gig I had with John, okay? But just to be very clear, so John hosts events and he creates events for clients. So the first gig I had with John, John didn't hire me. His client
Ask for you.
asked him to get me.
Right.
So I went at the gig and I bombed, died massively. No one laughed. Zero. Right? And then before I went on stage at the gig, you already booked me for another gig.
I think so.
Yeah,
I
you
don't
booked me for another gig,
Okay.
right? So then you had a chat with me and say, bro, you cannot do that. You cannot do that because if you do that at my next gig, I will get fired, right? Because at least for this one,
Yeah.
the client asked for me. But the next gig, you vouched for me.
Okay.
And luckily, the next gig went well.
Yeah, I mean, I can't remember the second one, but but you know, it's so amazing to see how you have grown and matured as a comedian.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I guess I could say I've been there at the early stages. I was talking to Kevin about this as well. Like I was there when he started, and I guess as a show producer, I get to work with the best. I get to work with people when they start their careers. I get to work with them, and I've actually watched your journey. And so for us, especially because we're still so active in the industry, it's so exciting to watch the journey from ground zero. I don't know you professionally as a doctor, but I know you professionally as a comedian.
I guess your viewpoint is you have a wide eye lens.
We hire all of them in industry.
Yeah, you know everyone.
I know all. So when to watch
you,
to watch Kevin and some of the others who have just, I mean, like even Douglas and Jenhan in New York right now. I mean, it's so amazing because I'm a fellow, entertainer myself. So can you maybe tell me some of the funniest moments you've had on stage?
Funniest moments I've had on stage. Okay, so this really happened. This was one of my shows in Melbourne. Okay, so now in my
recently, last few weeks. Okay.
Now I don't normally do what we call in the business crowd interaction, where like I'm performing stand up, but then I go, hey, what do you do?
Like Russell and all that.
What do you do? How's so I don't interact with the crowd a lot.
Okay.
But this show, I do talk about my scientific background.
Okay.
And why, because of my science background, I don't believe in a lot of bullshit. Like I don't believe in traditional doctors. Blah, blah, blah. So I found myself asking the audience, I began to want to know, anyone here has scientific background?
Okay.
So then someone say doctor, I'm obviously not an inspiration to you, or like someone will say, I'm a pharmacist. And they go, pharmacist. So you wanted to be a doctor, but then you couldn't get in, so you became a pharmacist, right? So one lady during my show, she gave a really interesting occupation.
Okay.
She said she's an archaeologist.
Ooh.
Right?
Wow.
So I immediately went, so I said, so what do you do? Archaeologist. Oh wow, that's groundbreaking. And just that when I said that, the whole room erupted. I felt like,
you were on point.
Yeah, but it'll never come again. This is one of those like,
So for you, that's like one of your, like, the highlights of your,
that something occurred spontaneously.
Super spontaneous and, you do, I mean, you write your material, right?
So I'm very pre-planned and prepared. I don't like to because when I perform, I don't like to talk to the audience so much because the rest paid money to see me perform, not talk to strangers.
Fair enough.
Are you married? Whatever.
Right. I mean, everybody's got different.
Cares? I'm the most interesting person. Not the people who pay tickets.
So, see, I like that because that's your take on your version of comedy because you've got the improv guys who just roast every living thing that is in front of them.
Well, that's different level.
Correct.
That's improv comedy.
Yeah. I mean, I guess to some extent that's what Russell does and a few others. Even Eddie Murphy for that matter and all of that. So, anyways, have people ever been offended by your jokes?
Oh, a lot.
Really?
So recently, for those of you who are on my Facebook page, there is a video which I call, the title is Traditional Doctors Are Rubbish.
Ah, yes.
Right. So I performed a joke about last year, mostly last year.
Okay.
During the live performances, everyone laughed,
sure,
if I may say. No one was offended. Right? But the moment I recorded that bit, and I uploaded it on Facebook and YouTube. This was in, I think, December.
Correct.
To start to ramp up.
And that blew it up.
Yeah, so again, a lot of people loved it, but
90,000 views at this point. I was just watching it. I was like, damn.
And there were a lot of people who were upset.
Yeah.
Like, how can you say that about your tradition, about your Chinese ancestry? How can you say that about your race, your disgrace to your race, whatever?
People said that?
Yeah, right. Yeah. So there's one. So then I do this in my show. I say I read out some of the comments. One of the comments in my show, right?
Real time.
Yeah, in my show. So I said there was this lady who goes like, I find this joke very judgmental and rude. My father was a traditional doctor, so was my father-in-law and her sibling and his siblings. They have saved lives, whatever. And then you obviously do not know anything about traditional medicine. Why call it bullshit when you yourself don't know shit, right? So then I say, okay, so I wrote a comment, right?
Okay.
And before that, I already said that traditional doctors can only cure heatiness.
That's right.
Everything is heaty.
Of
right?
course.
So then I read this out in front of the audience. Then I go, okay, so I responded. Okay, so I said, I typed the reply. I said maybe I was too harsh. I shouldn't have made such comments. I can't say that all the traditional doctors are stupid. I can't say all the modern doctors are correct, right?
Correct.
It's somewhere in between.
Correct.
We must communicate.
Yes, of course.
We must communicate.
Yes.
That's the most important thing.
Of course.
Or at least that's what I should have said. What I said was, you're very hitty.
Now you get it. Why he deserves every single brickbat that was hurled at him. I should take my shoe and shove it up his rear
Do you
end.
use traditional medicine?
Are you kidding me?
Ah.
I don't use any medicine. I'm hale and hearty, brother. No, but to be fair, I used to go to a traditional medicine shop that's just down the road from Tongwo in Newtown.
Ah.
It's still there, I think.
Traditional medicine.
Yeah, and I think when I used to have the runs, I used to get some. It's like a little capsule thing. And you just
Oh, the
What is
chiki.
it? Yes. I mean, as a child, I don't do that anymore. But anyways, now, where do you get your inspiration for either your jokes, the material that you come? I mean, a lot of it is real. So the story about your mom.
All of it are real. What do you mean?
Okay, that's fair enough. That's true.
All of it are real.
No, what I meant is, you're one of the guys who literally uses real life experiences and gives it a spin.
Yeah, correct.
From your mom to your grandma. I mean, your poor mother. I mean, I'm like,
she loves me.
I know, but I mean, the thing is that's so spot on, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, okay, my family didn't talk about things like that, but I completely get it. Like, it's a
right.
very Asian thing, you know?
Asian thing, yes,
like,
correct.
we just completely dramatize it and like, you know, but what other inspiration drives you when you come up with your content?
So it's about it all depends on, so stand-up comedy is very wide.
Yeah.
So it's all down to the kind of stand-up comedian the person wants to be.
Correct.
There are some who are very authoritative, like, hey, this is what's right, this is what's wrong. For example, George Carlin.
Okay.
In a very prolific comedian.
Sure.
The best comedian that ever lived. So like this is what's funny, this is bullshit, religion is bullshit, the government is so it's very like. So then
He's in your face. He's in your face.
There's some who are like very anecdotal, like, hey, these are stories about myself. These are my stories. Their stories. So it depends. Or some people are like, okay, I want to do a show about Malaysia.
Okay.
I want to do a show about a particular theme, like love and romance.
Yeah.
So then you write around love and romance. So it
correct.
all depends on. So your inspiration can be your own opinions.
That's right.
Your own thoughts.
Yep.
What's going on around you.
That's correct.
Or what you find to be ridiculous. Or even more higher level, what you want to impart upon the world.
Yep.
How you want to change the world.
Yep.
And how you want to do it via your audience.
Because the thing is, I've realized that about you. You are very spot on with your everyday observations, especially because you tweet a lot. I think you're the only local comedian that I am, at least to my knowledge, who is very vocal on Twitter.
You mean with regards to social issues and political
Correct.
issues? Yeah.
And the thing is,
Twitter is a great platform for
correct.
that, yeah.
Not a lot of the others have time for it, maybe.
yeah, maybe you're too busy doing more.
Well, I mean, that's not how I meant it.
No, probably true. Like they're busy raising kids, you know.
Yeah. So you do a lot of that, which a lot of the Western comedians do as well. They use Twitter as a platform to share their points of view. And the thing is, you're on my feed, so I always have a good laugh whenever something pops up. And it's obviously you keep it current. Yeah. But is that something you've just done on your own? I mean, I'm asking you all these questions because there's a lot of budding comedians who obviously look up to you.
Okay.
They look up to the other greats.
Yes.
Okay, the rest of the guys who are senior to the business.
Yeah.
But the thing is, you're one of the newest, youngest, but quickly successful comedians, which is great, right? So I'm just curious, like, I mean, was that something that just you've always been on Twitter even before your comedy days, or?
Yeah, I came on Twitter after. It's one of my. I was on Facebook first, then Instagram, then Twitter last. I think Twitter is a great platform to touch on the pulse. It's very fast. It's very trending. It's very now. It's very now in the moment.
Yeah.
I think I find now on Twitter I tend to tweet more as a citizen, as a Malaysian, rather than as a comedian.
Oh, okay.
Even my handle is Dr. Jason Leong, and then and my profile is Doctor Comedian Citizen, right? So
powerful.
I think but the problem is sometimes
MCA or DAP calling you soon?
Not
Undila Jason.
Yeah. So but then the problem is a lot of when I'm trying to make a point, and then some people may not take kindly to what I'm trying to say. They go, hey, stick to comedy lah.
Okay. Wow.
Like what? That is the worst rebuttal.
Correct. Instead of giving me a run for my.
You're not attacking my point.
Yeah.
You just say stick to comedy. So why can't I do both?
Yeah. Correct.
Why can't I do? And I can't always be tweeting as a comedian.
Of course. You have your own voice as well as a citizen.
Yeah. As a doctor.
Yeah, okay, as a doctor, fair enough.
The smoking ban is good, whatever. Or
Sure.
Stick to comedy, you're not funny. I didn't mean to be funny.
That's true. Like right now, the one that's all across is the lawyer who tweeted about the use of Chinese. Or at least the Malaysian Chinese who speak Chinese in the presence of others.
Who are not Chinese.
Yes, and that's blowing up.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I was just reading it today as well. There's two spectrums of it. Like
This is the lawyer, but a very young lawyer, but the name of Lim Wei Jiet.
Okay, yeah.
He's brilliant, and this was a Game of Thrones fan. So shout out to Lim Wei Jiet.
Oh, nice. What's your take on that, by the way?
On Wei Jiet or Game of Thrones?
No, not even what he tweeted.
Oh yeah, well see the thing is.
You're a banana though. That's
Yeah.
no. You've talked about it, I think.
Okay. I'm
Plus, you come across this.
Yeah, okay.
There's nothing lala about you.
I just look very banana.
You don't sound like you came from that neck of the woods.
That is very racist. Please edit that. Yeah. So as a banana, but more importantly, as someone I think to be considered other people's feelings.
Sure.
When they are, we are such a diverse country.
Of course.
Right? So if they're, let's say they're, okay, if there are two Chinese people there,
Yep.
and a non-Chinese person happens to join in,
That's right.
use the language that includes everyone.
Of course.
And this has quite important implications. So
Sure.
like I said, I work in Penang. Now Penang is a majority. Most of the doctors are Chinese.
Sure.
Okay, so this has happened to my Malay friend, right? So they're doing a ward round.
Okay.
So the consultants and the specialists and
Yep.
the medical officers are they're going, the whole group and plus the house officers are going case by case. Okay, discuss this case. Okay,
Yep.
So that everyone gives opinion and then everyone learns.
Yeah, of course.
And so the house officers, the junior ones, they are supposed to write down the case notes.
Of course.
Seen by Mr. Professor whatever.
Correct.
And they have discussed this. So plan
Yep.
to do this, right? So, but they're all speaking Hokkien or Mandarin, whatever. And then my poor Malay friend is like, "What you want me to write?" You know? And then,
Really?
and then they go like, "Oh, okay, the X-ray is okay," and that's it. So she doesn't learn anything.
Wow.
So how am I supposed to?
Right.
And why am I following this what round?
Right,
You know?
right.
So it's all these things because she needs to learn also.
So you've actually experienced it, especially in a professional setting.
Yeah. At least although I don't speak Mandarin, I can understand a little bit,
Yeah.
so I can know where they are going.
Okay.
But there are others who just
Ouch.
can't.
Yeah.
So this I've seen this happen.
Yeah.
And because thankfully I grew up in KL and PJ,
Yep.
so I have a lot of friends who are not Chinese.
Correct.
And I spoke about this way before this thing blew up.
Oh, really?
Yeah, 10 years ago we were talking when we all started working.
Of course.
My friends, most of my Indian friends became lawyers, whatever, but they
Sure.
have their Chinese friends, whatever.
Okay.
Yeah,
Now,
so
can I
good.
ask you for 60 seconds of your harmful if swallowed? Just can you give us a quick synopsis of your show?
60 seconds? No, because most of my jokes are longer than 60 seconds.
Shite.
Yeah.
Can we get one master joke?
Master joke?
I don't know, man. What's your what's the best one you have in there?
Okay, so this will be less than 60 seconds, but I like I said, as a man of science, I don't believe in a lot of bullshit, right? I don't believe in ghosts, but a lot of people like to believe in ghosts, so I like to meet them halfway. Okay, if ghosts do exist, I will never be afraid of the Chinese ghosts, because only the Chinese ghosts can go hungry.
For those of you who didn't get the joke in that, you can read the subtitles or Google it later.
Can that be used for a corporate event? I think can, right?
That's pretty good, actually. That's pretty good.
Yes,
Okay.
but the joke is longer, so please pay tickets and come to my show. For
All
the
right.
whole
So now I'm going to put you in the hot seat.
hot seat.
We're going to think roast. So
Roast.
last week I did this with Kavin.
Okay.
And I gave him a name. I gave him a name of comedians, and he had to roast them with whatever that came to mind. Right?
One
word. So I'm just gonna go straight in the opposite direction now. I'm gonna call out a word, and you're
word?
gonna match it to whichever comedian you want to. I'm gonna really put you in the hot seat.
I thought you said go the other way, like you say a comedian's name, I say something nice about them.
No, we're not gonna do that.
Okay, so you're gonna call out the comedian.
No,
say the word.
I'm gonna say the word. You can link them with whoever you want to, and add on to it.
How many are we doing?
I've got about 10.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yeah. Can I have some water, please?
Yes.
Okay. Ready?
All right. Maybe that's fine. Let's get the glass and fill it up.
Thank you.
Thank you to the hand that just came up on set. Fat.
Magical hand.
Hello. Fat.
Why? Fat. Kavin lah.
Ooh,
He's
Kavin.
the fattest.
Is he really?
Yeah. In
active,
Malaysia.
Active scene. Yeah, of course. I do mean local or regional comedians, by the way.
Local original. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Okay,
So
okay.
Fat Kavin J. Ugly.
Brian Tan,
Brian Tan. Oh boy.
who looks like me.
Okay. Right. Short.
Aaron Au.
Okay, I don't even know these guys.
You can't see him, very short.
I'm gonna go look him up.
You can't look. You have to look him
Okay,
down.
I'm looking down. Man, I hope these boys get wind of this.
He's in Portugal. So okay.
Oh, he's touring right now.
No, he's doing his PhD.
Oh, nice. Lame.
Punchiho.
Ooh, Dr. Jason Leong is speaking. Hopeless.
Punchiho.
Hola, someone else.
Okay, I would say Jen Han because he's a hopeless romantic.
Oh, wow. From that angle, I was trying to roast from a comedy standpoint, but who's a wannabe?
Wannabe. Jiggee Jon.
Oh! Okay, that one, I accept. That's a good one. No comeback for that one.
Thank you.
Confused.
Confused. Douglas Lim.
Ooh.
You know why?
The doctor is speaking.
Yeah,
Yes.
he's been telling us that he wants to migrate to Australia.
Okay.
But he's still doing so much work in Malaysia.
Okay.
I think he's really confused. He doesn't know what he
I
wants.
mean, you summarize it, so
Yeah.
you literally have an explanation to why.
To get the full 5 marks.
Not funny.
Kavin. No. Not funny. Kiran Baladevan.
Oh, ho, ho. The angriest comedian in
Yeah,
town, right?
I mean, shouting does not mean you're funny. You heard that, Kiran? You heard it?
Usually I do the shouting on my show, but today
Yeah.
Jason got a bit excited. Huh?
I think the audio guy just died.
I know,
From the
man.
peak and all.
And last but not least, if it was please retire, who?
Please retire.
Oh, Jason, very political.
I think Harith should retire.
Oh, I was
You
gonna
have
say,
made enough money.
why did I see that coming? But maybe not. Okay, so now, if you watched the last couple of weeks, I've been bringing back some games
Nice.
from the yesteryears. A dead giveaway of when I was a child. The next game I've not played in maybe 32 years or so. It's a game of ice cream sticks, because last week we played bottle caps. The week before were Batu Seremban.
Nice.
So you may not know what's going on here, but we're gonna go play this on the floor. But before we do that,
So give me the ice cream stick.
you can pick your favorite three, by the way.
Yeah, 3.
That's
These
your
ice
three?
cream sticks, they are dedicated to all the people who have watched my show. You know what I mean? Ice cream sticks.
Okay, but before we go any further,
Okay.
there is a winner and loser.
Oh, okay.
Now, if I win,
Okay.
my challenge to you, there's not even a should you choose to accept. You basically have to do it. Lah.
Okay, okay.
Can
Okay, what's the...
Gentleman's agreement.
But then if I win, I have a...
Then you can challenge me. As you can tell, Kavin challenged the crap out of me.
Okay.
You know. So if I win,
okay.
Dr. Jason Leong must go to a Chinese acupuncture session and record it with video and photo. And your hashtag is the TJJS loser, which is the Jiggee Jon show loser.
Okay, okay.
Okay, on
so
that.
wait, and I have to pay for this session?
Obviously, lah, dude.
How? It's so expensive.
That's not my problem. You go find tip one, lah. Hello.
For bullshit.
How much
Okay,
is acupuncture? I don't know, dude.
It depends. It depends, but I just like.
I can do it for you if you want.
I feel like any amount of money I spend on acupuncture is already too much.
But how much is? I honestly don't have a clue.
I don't know.
What's the session?
I don't know.
Okay.
How much is it?
Well, you better win, brother.
How much?
And
is
if
it to,
you
how
win,
much, how much is it to do nothing?
if you win, you challenge me. All right, so we're gonna do.
Okay, very simple.
So-
I want to share my challenge.
Say. Oh yo. Challenge coming out
Okay.
already. Challenge coming out already.
If Jiggee Jon wins,
No, losers.
he loses. Sorry.
Ah.
If I win, he loses. He has to perform stand-up comedy at an open mic show at the Crack House Comedy Club, 3 minutes.
Oh!
And it must be recorded.
Oh!
It must be recorded and put on social media.
Dude, you know the funny thing is, it's funny you challenging me there.
Right.
Do you know I've been trying to challenge myself to do that? I've never done it.
Oh.
The only time I ever did it was more than 10 years ago, and Matthew George, I don't know if you remember him.
Ronnie.
He came up and saved my ass
Wow.
because I was bombing it.
Yeah.
So Matthew might remember that. It was in a place called Karma.
Yeah. So it's not really your first time.
No, but then after that, I've never recovered. My balls shrunk and I couldn't find it ever since for stand-up.
Right,
I do improv now in my own way when I host, but that's
Yeah.
different.
Okay,
Okay,
but look at you. By not doing stand-up, you have done all this. You've done pretty well.
Okay, homie, let's play.
I know how to play this game.
I'm gonna teach you. We're gonna do it on the floor.
On the floor?
On the floor, because back in the day, when we were in primary school, we played this game on the classroom floor. So you go over there, and I'm
Okay.
gonna teach you how it works. So you pick, you gotta face me, of course.
Okay.
All right. So we're gonna start with 3 sticks each, right?
Okay.
The idea is we're gonna fight each other to win over the
Oh,
sticks.
one by one.
Each round is 1 stick at a time. So this is some basic physics.
Okay.
Physics? Yeah, physics
Okay,
at
okay.
work. There's 2 options. You can go like that. You got to move it. The idea is we keep going until one player option 2, maybe not hitting it. And option 2 is you actually use the you can blow it. All right.
Okay.
So I'll give you a few rounds to test. So we're gonna see who attacks each other's. Like that lah, Dave.
How you get it up?
You just like that lah. It's a bit of physics lah. You clap and the wind. Option 2 is you blow it lah.
Okay.
This was a game we played when before digital toys were invented. Okay,
So
here we go.
So wait, hold on. Let's try first.
Yeah, so you gotta cup it together and it's a bit of wind. You create the. My God, dude, you're not good with your hands, I pity your wife.
How do you?
Okay, why don't you stick to blowing?
Let me try it.
You just puff. Okay, so you got it. You stick to blowing lah. That works as well, actually. By the way, the side hustle also got. Okay, but
Are you sure it's a real game, You're not pranking me,
No, dude. Yeah, you see, it works.
How?
There you go. It goes. You gotta cup it together and get the winds from here. Okay lah. I think somebody is going to acupuncture himself. You can blow it. Okay,
Okay.
Ready, Let's
so
go.
one move.
Yes,
okay,
correct. You go first.
You go first.
Okay. Hey, dude, you're blowing mine as well. Nice! Yeah! Round 1! Alright.
I'll play this game.
Number 2. Okay, you go first. Oh, now you gotta go backwards. Yes. Alright, there we go.
This bullshit.
A bit of work lah, there.
Oh, no!
How do you... Oh, shoot. Okay, now you're back in game.
Why do I end up?
Oh man, I'm giving you a chance, man. This is so close. You can almost win it, man. Come on. Can't believe you never played this game. All the Kebangsaan.
Why?
Kebangsaan schoolboys confirm can one. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna kill you. Oh man, dude, that's like you can tapao me, Oh! All right, we're one apiece. So now you're back to 3. I'm back to 3, ma.
Oh, I was okay.
We need to see who. Okay, lah. We do one more round.
Okay.
And see if I can conquer you or
Okay,
you conquer me.
okay.
Here we go. Oh dear! Oh man! I can't believe you're sleeping on the floor, my office. I'm gonna tapao you. Nice! You want one more round or you want to call it quits?
No, one more now.
Okay. May the best man win.
I wanna call it quits.
Alright. Last round. Okay, you go. I'm giving you a chance, dude. Oh, shoot. It's a tie again. Okay, so best one,
Okay, so last one,
Last one.
Okay, last
All
one.
or nothing. This
go.
is gonna be whether I do comedy or you do acupuncture. Oh, dude. Acupuncture, come to daddy. You can do it, Jason. Oh, it means I'm gonna do stand-up comedy. I just lost to Jason Leong and I'm gonna do stand-up comedy at Crack House Comedy 3 minutes. I gotta record it. That's 2 weeks in a row I'm losing to 2 comedy gurus here in Kuala Lumpur.
I never played this game before.
Even Kevin, never played. Hey, come back in frame, lah. Hello, your father's show. All right, dude. Now, our contest for this week, by the way. Oh, I want to thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you.
Here's a T-shirt for you, the Jiggee Jon show.
XL.
XL. I think you asked for XL. By the way, it shrinks, so one more.
Yeah, okay.
All right, now we have a contest for next week again. We're gonna have again 2 Sunset tickets and a Jiggee Jon T-shirt. You want to tell them what the contest is, man?
So the contest is on next Monday, the finale of season 8 of GOT, the final episode of GOT Forever will air. So after that, there'll be a lot of memes. So the person who posts the funniest original meme of Game of Thrones
And tag the Jiggee Jon show, by the way.
tags the Jiggee Jon
And
show.
tags you, so that
And
you
tags
can
me.
decide. Yeah.
And it has to be original about Game of Thrones and tag the both of us, and I will decide which one's the funniest. And
Wonderful.
what do they win?
So 2 Sunset cruise tickets in Langkawi. So it's like a booze cruise. And a Jiggee Jon T-shirt.
Nice.
Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, episode 5 has just wound up. Dr. Jason Leong, amazing comedian who's now putting Malaysia on the map. Guy's got a tour going on now. Harmful If Swallowed, just finished Australia, going up to Hong Kong, Singapore, and Malaysia, and who knows where else from here. Very proud of you, buddy.
Thank you.
Keep the comedy going, and thank you so much once again.
And good luck for your set at Crack House Comedy Club. You have to ask for spots now. Make sure you get it.
Oh, really? Results place, right? We
Yes.
can arrange it. Lah.
Yes.
So I hope everybody enjoyed the show. Don't forget to like, subscribe to Jiggee Jon Show on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and all that good stuff. My man Jason Leong and me, Jiggee Jon, signing out. Over and out. Peace in the Middle East.